My Penn State Nebraska preview and prediction. So Penn State's going to be hosting Nebraska on Senior Day this weekend, 4 o'clock kick. Nebraska is a big underdog in this one. They've struggled pretty bad this year, 4-6. Lost to Bowling Green, no, Northern Illinois. Lost to Oregon non-conference. Then they got a win. They got a win over Arkansas State non-conference. Beat Rutgers by 10. Beat Illinois pretty good, and then they beat Purdue by 1. Uh, Overall, they just haven't been able to really have the year that they've wanted. They lost some talent from last year. Don't really have anybody on the team that's really a very, very talented player. They got a nice one young receiver, but the defense just allows a lot of points. I was looking at it. They allow, I think, 420 a game. Penn State averages 310 a game allowing. And offensively, they average about 385, I think, to Penn State's 415, 420. So Penn State's a little bit better in both. Offense, it's a little bit closer. Defense, it's a bigger blowout. I mean, Nebraska's D just really doesn't have really a lot of potential, I don't think. They've had a hard time rushing defense. They've had a hard time passing defense. So, I mean, I don't really know how much this team has left in the tank. I mean, it kind of looks like they're just kind of packing it away. Tanner Lee, their quarterback, is in concussion protocol. He didn't play in the second half against Minnesota, and that's not why they got killed. Honestly, they were getting killed already. And Tanner Lee's not a bad quarterback. He can throw a pretty good ball, and he can run pretty good. No, he can't run. He's got a couple issues though. Completion percentage isn't great, and he throws some picks, and he can't really run either. So I mean, if Penn State can get some pressure on him, I feel like the drives might eventually stall as long as they can get some pressure, because he'll either have to A, take the sack, or B, throw it away, or maybe be forced to throw a pick or something. And if he's not playing, I can't imagine the second string guy is going to be any more helpful. Running game wise, it doesn't really appear like Nebraska has that much. It just doesn't look that big of a matchup where I can't really see Nebraska really winning the game. I could see them keeping it close by, if Penn State can't really get that much of a pass rush and Tanner Lee's able to kind of move the ball well, hit some of his receivers, and be able to move the ball pretty fluently and be able to get some touchdowns, be able to keep themselves in the game. Maybe Penn State wins a 35-31 game or a 35-28 game where Penn State's able to move it pretty good, but they're just not. Nebraska just isn't quite able to really do that much. And then there's part of me that says, Nebraska has nothing left. It's senior day. Penn State's still trying to prove themselves a little bit. Back. They try to get back to where they were. Maybe try to get back into the single digits. Right now they're 10. And I think there could be the exact opposite where Barkley could just go out. Just go off. And this rush defense isn't great, and if they're not in the right attitude, with the hostile environment, I could see Barkley just going off and McSorley being able to make some plays and them just being able to put up tons of points. And then I could see them getting some pressure on Tanner Lee, making him pass, maybe a turnover here or there. He's under too much pressure. Penn State's secondary is able to make some plays. But, like what I said, Penn State secondary's got to be able to man mark. They have to be able to do well against those matchups, or Nebraska might actually be able to stay in the game. But like what I was saying, if Penn State can get some pressure on Tanner Lee or whoever their quarterback is, and be able to really make some plays, and just have him either be forced to throw it away or maybe he throws a pick, and then the reverse of that is, if he's able to get some time, Penn State's defense is able to shut him down and be able to force him incompletions. And that could be a 52-7 game or something like that, where they just shut down. I don't really. It's a tough pick, but there's just too much that points to a Penn State victory, and there's just not enough there that shows me that this Nebraska team can hang around, really. It's a home game. I just can't see it. Like, there's just not enough there for me to really pick Nebraska. I think they may cover it. I think it might be close, actually. I have it being a game where Barkley's able to finally break out a little bit. I'm not saying he's having a great day, but I'm going to say he's going to be able to break out a little bit more. This rush defense is not great, and Rutgers isn't either, but Nebraska might key in on him, but I think Penn State's going to. I think they've been really focusing on trying to give him some holes. I think they're going to be able to get him some holes. I think they're going to be able to create some plays where he can get open and make some plays. And then I think, Penn State's just going to be able to move the ball well, passing wise. And I think defensively, Tanner Lee is going to be able to make some passes. I think Penn State's going to get some pressure, maybe not a ton, but enough where they're going to be able to force some stops to some of those drives. And I think Tanner Lee will be able to make some plays, but maybe not quite enough to be able to get a lot of points. And I think running game wise, I think Penn State's going to do well enough. I got it 45-20 Penn State, where it's a close to covering. I'm not sure if they're going to. It's going to be a close one. I think Nebraska is going to be able to put up enough points, or at least some. But I think Penn State's just going to be able to put up more against the Nebraska defense that really can't keep anybody off the field right now. So that's a wrap for this video. Peace out, guys.